introduce yourself, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Aisha and I'm an apprentice grade shrink, and it's absolutely lovely to be here. And for those and don't worry, I'm not going to talk about subconscious, but those of you who are fortunate enough to have never experienced relationship conflicts, let me tell you, they're very bitter. They cause a lot of suffering and pain. And the principle that comes with the understanding and research of relationships and solving those problems, there are two basic principles that they have to be followed. The first one is to make a sincere commitment to change. And the second is that before you start getting into the differences, the divisions, you really have to reinforce what's common, the good in that relationship. And I'm really happy that I am here and you've arranged that, because this tells me that A, we are all committed, and two, we are sharing the common things instead of the differences. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Former High Commissioner of Pakistan, Khizr Hayat Niazi.
I think we all agree that interfaith harmony is a need of the hour. It must be achieved. I think there's no doubt about it, there's no confusion about it. And we can achieve harmony if we know the causes of this harmony. Unless we are very clear about the causes, we'll be groping in the dark. Now, what are the causes? Is it problem between religions, as was pointed out by one of the speakers? Or is it ignorance of each other's religions? Or is there any problem within civil society? Or any problem within religious communities? I think none of these is the cause. There's no problem between religions. There's not really ignorance about each other's religions. Nothing wrong with civil society. Nothing wrong with religious communities. To my mind, the main problem is with the governments. The governments at home, they say one thing. At home, they want religious harmony. They want to keep religion away from politics. But abroad, for their so-called national interests, they use religion wherever they can. I give you example. Some governments didn't like Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. They went to Kabul. From there, they went right from Morocco, came down to Indonesia to recruit criminals, mercenaries, religious fanatics, trained them, funded them, and in the name of Islamic Jihad, they made them jihadis. And when their objective was achieved, dumped them there in the lap of, say, Afghanistan and Pakistan, and then, yes, after over 3 decades, they went to smoke them out of the caves. But that's a different thing. Again, some governments, they didn't like a religious regime in West Asia. They thought, oh, religious regime, what to do with that? And, well, probably they Googled and found that diamond cuts diamond. So they thought, let's build another religious fanatic outfit to fight that religious regime. So they went to some religious Deobandi madrasas, schools in a neighboring country, recruited the students. Money, well, petrodollars were in abundance, and this world got the gift of Taliban. Okay. But then after some time, it was felt that these Taliban are now flying like unguided missiles. They're in nobody's control. Dumped them there, left them there again in the lap of Pakistan, and then, but then, these Taliban, and those jihadis. They joined hands and they became a problem for the world peace. Now, as if that was not enough, whatever you see today in the Middle East, in IS, again, some governments don't like a regime in Syria. They want to change it, and then they are repeating the same thing which is happening. So, we need dialogue, but I think the civil societies, different religions, they need to have dialogues with respective government, that government should stop using religion for their so-called national interest. The national interest need to be redefined. We need to define national interest as world peace. It is not this hegemony, it's not this economic power, it's not this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any other question, please? Any other question? Oh, comment. Quick comment or question, please. Yeah. Anyone? Right. Now, I think that if there is no other question or comment, I have 1 minute for you, and then at the most 2 minutes, not more than. Well, just before I invite President of Forum Australia, I'm